So, can we all be felons together? Why, come December, yes, we can. Good morning and welcome to Lawyer It Up. I'm Patrick McGee. I'm a Florida trial attorney and former police officer, and I bring you news and information on the Second Amendment and firearms industry from around Florida and around the country. So, you probably know that there's a new rule on pistol braces coming out. About a decade ago, maybe a little bit more than a decade ago, SIG came up with the pistol brace concept on the SIG brace. After it got approved by the ATF, and the ATF said, "Oh yeah, sure, that would make a pistol into a short barrel rifle." Everybody started making them, and millions of them have been sold. So now the ATF wants to change the rules. And for a little background on how that works, Congress, the legislature, makes up statutes, which are the laws. The bureaus in charge of enforcing those laws and administrating those laws make up rules. In this case, the ATF. The ATF makes up rules to enforce and regulate the laws. So we have the ATF coming up with this pistol brace change after a decade and millions of them sold. It does a couple things, in my opinion. What it does is get more firearms, millions of firearms, into a federal registry by requiring the registration of these pistol brace weapons. AmmoLand recently came out with an article where they got a hold of a budgetary memo from the ATF where they were requesting funds for the implementation of this rule. And there's some interesting things in that memo. So I'll link to the article below, which includes the memo, but let's take a look at what I think is interesting in that particular memo. On page 2, it has a paragraph. Due to the upcoming amnesty registration of pistol brace weapons, photos of the weapons being registered will be required to prove the weapon does utilize a pistol brace in its configuration and would qualify for an amnesty registration. Now, what is the amnesty registration? We don't know, but what is amnesty? Well, let's take a look at it. Amnesty is defined as a sovereign act of a pardon and oblivion for past acts granted by the government to all persons or certain persons who have been guilty of a crime or derelict, generally political offenses. So in order for there to be amnesty, there has to be some type of crime committed, unless this is just a flub up by the ATF, but I doubt it. They have lawyers that read through this stuff. So what is this deal with amnesty? And with the pictures. So now they're going to have not only the registration, but they'll have actual pictures of the weapon. And I'm assuming that based on the rumors, and it's only rumors, that the amnesty period is going to be a registration period where they'll issue you a tax stamp for the pistol brace weapons and not charge you the $200 fee. They'll waive it. That's what I'm guessing. That's what I'm guessing they're calling the amnesty, but we won't know until it actually happens. And I think this is just all part of the government's attempt to create a registry. When the new rule comes out, there's going to be a worksheet, and we'll take a look at it here. It's a scoring worksheet where you have to go down and give each feature certain points. I did mine, and the ones that I have, they all score as short barrel rifle. And there's a second page to this. And it's complicated, and it's frustrating. And that's what they're trying to do. It's my opinion that the gun control community, in conjunction with these government agencies, are trying to make firearms laws so difficult and frustrating that people will just give up and not do it. They won't get concealed weapons permits, and they won't exercise their Second Amendment rights, and they won't buy things like pistol brace because it's just too frustrating. The risk is too high because if you're charged with this, you're indicted for having a short barrel rifle that's not registered. That's a 10-year prison sentence, and that's stiff. So I think they're just trying to scare people away from their Second Amendment rights, exercising their Second Amendment rights. Let me know what you think in the comments below, but I think that is the path we're taking, or at least they're taking, and we're fighting them tooth and nail. And there's going to be lawsuits about the pistol brace, and hopefully it'll get overturned. I think it will. I think it's unconstitutional, the new rule that's coming out, but we have to fight it. The rule will come out, and then we have to fight it. and we have to rely upon, the opinion of a judge, and it may take a long time for this to make its way through the system. So we may be dealing with this for years to come. It's just completely unfortunate and absolutely unnecessary, in my humble opinion. Thank you, as always, for joining me here on Lawyered Up. I look forward to seeing you each time I come in here and you listen to me babble about things I'm passionate about and information I want to give to you. If you like this type of content, please like and subscribe and keep those comments coming. Thanks a bunch and have a great day.